Hello everyone, today I'm going to be looking at the new and interesting units from the Wargame Red Dragon Double Nation Pack Reds, which introduced Finnish and Yugoslavian units to the game. In this video we'll be looking at the Finnish Recon and vehicles. So we're starting with the Alouette 2, which is a Recon helicopter. Has 4 strength, not very strong in terms of a Recon helicopter. 35 points though, makes it really cheap and can be used in certain situations. However, you're more likely to go for the Kiowa that the Finnish can get. The thing I really like about this helicopter is how it looks, and the fact it has those floats on the bottom. I was really hoping it could land on water, but unfortunately it cannot. That would have been a really awesome addition to the game, but for now I think I'm just going to be impressed with how it looks, and I can see some sort of use for these cheap Recon helicopters in a standard Finnish deck. Next up we have the BMP 1KT, which is really cool. It's a BMP with the Bushmaster cannon mounted on top, which has 60% accuracy and 30% stabilize with 4 AP power. And this thing can really do some serious damage to enemy APCs and even tanks. It also has 3 front armor, which is great, and it's amphibious. I would say the only thing it lets it down is the off-road speed, but in general, a really nice, good optics recon unit for the Finnish. I can see people picking this up mainly for the firepower of that main gun, so it'll be interesting to see if this really becomes a staple unit of Finnish decks. Next up we have the Erekoi, another name I probably butchered, but they have a really awesome submachine gun with 533 rounds per minute, a heat rocket with the Apalas with 23 AP power and 20 rounds per minute, and an Igla N AA with 5 HE power. These guys are souped up SAS. You can bring them in helicopters here where you can see the Super Puma with a really nice paint job. But these guys, strength of 10, elite, very small, very good optics, very good stealth. They're absolutely superb and can deal with all sorts of enemies throughout the game. Now we have probably one of the most fun units of the new DLC. It's the Mauna Kea, which is basically an ATV, like a quad bike, with a dude on it. And it's a recon quad. He just drives around, spots things for you. Strength of 3, not very good, but 80 km per hour off-road speed, very small, very good stealth, very good optics. This thing is not going to get spotted very easily, and for 30 points you can dot these things around and they can be very useful, but they are just a laugh. Look at how cool they are. So for the last of the recon tab, we have the Sissy. These are a very cool recon infantry, pretty standard for 20 points, but they come with a PPSH that has 342 rounds per minute, not too shabby. They get the Rika AT weapon with 18 AP power, 10 rounds per minute, nothing special. Dragunov SVD as their sniper rifle, which is awesome. Makes them extremely nice defensive recon troops, and they are shock trained, so they can do quite a lot of damage to enemy infantry. And I think that's what we'll most likely see them used for, if at all. So moving on to the vehicles, we have an old friend, the Stürmi, or as most of you will know it, the Stug. And this is a 5-point tank, 1750 meter range on that cannon, 6 AP and 2 HE power. That's not too bad, and 8 rounds per minute as well. I'll tell you what is bad though, the autonomy. 155 kilometers. You pretty much have to refuel this thing at least twice before it gets to where you want it to go, and that's probably what makes this one of the more funny units in the DLC. It looks like good value for money until you get annoyed at refueling it. Second for the vehicles, we have the XA185 Pust Pajon. I think I pronounced that right, but basically this is a TOW 2 launcher mounted on an XA. The XA with the wonderful 100 km/h speed makes this a very nice hit and run HDGM vehicle with 25 AP power. It can really do some serious damage to medium tanks and even heavy tanks if it can remain on target long enough without being popped. Of course, its armor is going to let it down. Only has one armor all round. But then again, it is amphibious, 50 km/h, pretty nice unit overall. Finally, another fun unit in the vehicle tab, the Terror Misty. It's that brilliant cargo truck, but this time with a recoilless rifle, which has 16 AP power and 2 HE power. It actually has 40% accuracy, which isn't too bad for a recoilless, and 1400 meter range. 7 rounds per minute as well. This could potentially be used as quite good fire support for only 10 points a pop. The worst part is though, it's unarmoured completely, so if infantry get in range they can destroy it without even having to use AT weapons, which can make this a less valuable choice, but still a very fun unit nonetheless. So that about sums it up for this video. I hope you've enjoyed the quick look at some of my favourite recon and vehicles from Finland. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled for more videos like this, and you can always hit the subscribe button to make that job easier for you. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.